Recording now. Excellent. All right. So I did unmute. I muted everyone, but I can hear somebody, so I'm going to just mute again. Make sure it's working. Mute. Oh. Okay. All right. And then here we're back. Okay. Lovely. So let's just start in our sitting pose. And is the sound okay? Can everybody hear me? I guess if you can't, somebody unmute and say, but we're good. So what we're working on today is sort of a continuation of what I've been focusing on is the rib cage. And then today we're going to make the breath, the expansion of the rib cage connect to our hip movement. So we're going to do some sort of strange things today in regards to that. So let's just start by moving your fleshy tissue. I don't know if there's anybody in the class today that needs a chair or would rather do things sitting. Please feel free to do that. I'll try to yell out some variations, but actually I think most of everything you'll be able to do today. Okay. So I'm going to come at you one more time because Donna's here, and I'm just going to admit her. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to close our eyes. And I sort of have a mantra today, or something that I want you to think about, and the mantra is, I embody my body. I am in my body, I'm in the present moment. That's what we use yoga for, present here, in the now, in this moment. And this is a really good stress reducer, because if we think about it, we just ask ourselves, am I safe in this moment, in this very moment right now? That is a very powerful tool or thought to help us deal with stress that we might be under. So we're all under collective stress. So close your eyes, just think of how you are embodying your body. Body, my body. Present. And as I've been having you do, you can put your hands on your ribs if you like, fingers forward, thumbs back. You don't have to if you're getting the point. Just focus on this expansion of the rib cage as the rib cage opens up. We're doing a three-dimensional breath. Front, back expands, side to side expands. Your hands to your heart. Bow your head. And an intention for your practice. Maybe it's just that, what my mantra is today. I am going to embody my body. I'm going to be here in my body today. I'm going to be present. And drop your hands and slowly open up. Sorry, there's a few latecomers coming in here. That's great. Just so that you know, those of you who are just coming in, that I tried to set it up so I wouldn't have to admit anybody, that everybody could just come. Somehow it didn't work. Okay, so next we're coming down to lying. So those of you who are new, I've muted everyone. You can always unmute yourself though if there's some issue that you need to ask me a question, or if for some reason everyone can't hear me, or if the internet goes off again. We're going to lie down on our back, and we're just going to, again, focus on our breath. I want to do a little more focus on the breathing today. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale, and then we're going to exhale. And of course, we're focusing on the ribcage. That's been my big thing lately. So I'm going to exhale. And then on an empty breath, we're going to try to suck the abdomen in and out and spread the rib cage. And if you look at me for a second, this is the area, the rib cage. I want to take it this way. So it's like I'm hollowing my belly in and up and expanding it out. And if you don't get this at first, don't worry about it. You're going to do it standing as well, okay? So here we are, we're lying down. Just take some natural breaths and let yourself release into the floor, into your support. Let yourself soften. Okay, and then on your next inhale, take a deep inhale. Expand your ribs, expand your chest. Let the breath come all the way up to the sternum, all the way up to the throat. Take a deep exhale. And on an empty breath, suck your belly back in, up, and try to expand your rib cage out to the side. So you're watching me, I've got my hands on my rib cage, and I am slowly trying to expand out those ribs. It's right here. I'm taking them in and up. So there'll be a hollow in your belly. You hold that for a second, which is probably longer than we just did, and then exhale and return to your natural breath. So remember, the reason I'm focusing on the breath is because I want your lungs to be nice and strong. I want your lungs to be nice and strong. I want your immune system to be healthy, so the breath is where we're going here, okay? So again, let's do it one more time. So we're lying down. Taking some natural breaths now. We're going to inhale. Big, big inhale. Up into the ribs, up into the chest, up into the collarbones, up, even up into the throat. And then exhale, big exhale. And then on an empty breath, suck your belly back and up as if you're trying to pull it up into the diaphragm. And feel your rib cage, your top ribs. Feel if you can expand them away from each other. And then exhale and release. Just relax. That might even have brought some heat into your body. Okay. Good. And then slowly, slowly roll over into your side and come up to sitting. Okay. Now, we're going to go into Virasana next. And so that's like a quad stretch. And one thing that's really interesting, because I'm doing some things today at the end that are going to activate our glutes. So I just want you to be aware of this, that if your quads are too tight, then it's very difficult for you to engage the glutes, okay? So thinking Pam here, but I'm sure there's other people who relate to that. So several ways to do this. One is my friend Chris's, who's here today, her way. You can lie on your side, grab your ankle, bring the knee back, and bring your heel towards your buttocks, okay? And keep the body nice and straight. So another thing I want to talk about today is that we have this tendency when we do side poses, and we're going to do a lot of side poses today, to try to compensate by rotating or twisting. And so try to keep your pubic bone, your breastbone, and your head all in alignment, okay? And so we can do this quad stretch. We can do actual Virasana. So those of you who have knee issues, I know a couple of you in the group can't do this because of knee issues. There's this option, which is full pose, if you don't have knee issues, of course. And those of you that do have knee issues, come up to standing even, or do that side lying one, okay? And we just want to stretch the quads. And I want to add a little bit of oomph to this. If you're doing this full version, I want you to lift your pubic bone up towards the ceiling, engage your hamstrings, so take the back of your legs up into your quads, push your knees away from you, and bring your belly, from your pubic bone to your belly up towards your chest. And then if you can go even further down, go ahead and do that. Those of you, again, who have knee issues, you're doing the side version, and you're really just trying to keep both knees in alignment and, again, lifting the pubic bone up and engaging the glutes a little bit will help that stretch of the quads. Okay, so if you're doing the side lying version, turn to the other side and do the other side here. If you're doing full Virasana, And if you're doing this standing variation, okay, then you're going to do that. So just want to make sure that we're releasing the quads a little bit so that later on our glutes will be working for us. Something to think about if your glutes aren't working on a regular basis is what's happening in your quads. It's not the only thing that could be going on. As I mentioned before in class, your gallbladder also affects your ability to contract your glutes. Okay? All right, next we'll go into Adho Mukha Virasana. So big toes together. Everybody good? I see you, but knees nice and wide. And we're going to slowly come into Adho Mukha Virasana. Now this is a stretch of the glutes, tailbone down. Don't lift your hips up. Engage the core lightly. Lift from the pubic bone to the belly. Walk yourself out into Adho Mukha Virasana. Give yourself time. Don't let your head pop down right away. Keep it in line with the rest of your spine. Take deep inhalations and exhalations and sink down further towards your mat on the exhalation. So you're letting the spine draw down. Draw your inner thighs back. Draw your tailbone down. Activate your hands. Push them firmly into the floor. Again, if you have knee issues and Adho Mukha Virasana isn't accessible to you, then please lie on your back and draw your knees up to your chest. Also, you can try a variation of, on the next pose, try chair downward dog or puppy, some variation of downward dog. A full downward dog. Okay. All right, so from Virasana, walk your hands back, curl your toes under, bring your hips back to your heel, walk your hands out in front again to prepare yourself for downward dog. So again, push hands into the floor deeply. Isometrically draw your hands away from each other. Draw the outer shoulders in towards the midline. Widen and broaden through the collarbones, and then lift the knees off the floor without changing any of that upper body. And again, as I said, you can do puppy pose if there's an issue with downward dog, shoulder issues, or what have you. I just know it's in the class, and I know there are some issues. Okay, and you want to keep your heels high, your butt high. Maybe it's not a time yet to drop the heels. Maybe it's not even the time to straighten the legs yet. You have to judge this morning. I've been up since 5, so I feel a little bit more limber than if I just woken up at 8 or something. So sit bones up, and then heels drawing down towards the floor when you're ready, if you're ready. Good. And then exhale. And now let's come back up again. Let's exhale, drop our knees. Sorry. And then we're going to come back up into downward dog. This time, just walk your feet up towards your hands so you're in a nice forward bend. Knees are bent. Remember, we always serve our spine first. And so you serving the spine. Sorry, just you can't see me. It's okay. I'm just closing my drapes a little bit. The sun comes in. Sorry. Okay. So we're in a forward bend. Welcome to in person. And we want to really make sure that we are maybe serving our spine first. So we're going to bend our knees, lift our sit bones up, find the 4 corners of the feet. And then inhale and come halfway up. Find that nice straight back. Extend your arms and come all the way up to standing. And I know the sun is coming out, and I know there's a little bit of a shift on the brightness of the color on the screen. All right, so our arms are up. And then we're going to exhale and slowly release. So several videos ago or several classes ago, we did a breathing exercise. I would like to do that again. So we're going to inhale, and then we're going to breathe while we're here. And as we breathe, we're going to inhale and lengthen. And as we exhale, we're going to try to go in a little tiny back bend from our shoulder blade. So that shoulder blade is going to come in, okay? We'll just do that. I'll go on the side for you. Inhale. Lift, lift, lift. Breastbone up. Try to shift the weight back into your heels. More weight on your heels. Still feeling the balls of your feet. Now, we're going to breathe here. Just by holding your hands up, don't forget, you're strengthening the whole side of the body, which is really, really nice. And then we're going to inhale. And then as we exhale, and you're inhaling into those rib cages, you exhale and draw back a little bit. Draw the shoulder blades in. Of course, neck has to feel good here, all right? So if your neck doesn't feel good, either hold it with one hand, do whatever you need to do to feel good, all right? So we'll do that again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back. Good. All right. So now, as I said, we're going to do a little practice that relates to how our rib cage and our hips sort of fit together. And the first thing we're going to do is find our Tadasana, find the four corners of the feet. And I just want to mention to you that if your feet are splaying out, like if you look at my feet right now, they're kind of outward, you know, we lose strength when we do that. And also it affects the hips, obviously, but it also affects even what's going on in our shoulders. So have your feet facing forward as much as you can, okay? And I'm going to stop. I notice in this video I say okay a lot, so I'm going to try to stop that. Okay, so now we're just going to do a side bend. So let's actually take our feet a little bit wider just so that we have some stability. What we're going to do is we're going to keep the hips where they are in line, and then we're going to contract and just go over to the right side. And then we're going to come back, and we're going to go over to the left side. We're just exploring what's happening. Now, as I mentioned before, a lot of times what happens is that when you go to the side, you also want to do a little bit of either a rotation or a forward bend, or for some of you, maybe a back bend if you're an extension person. So we want to try to eliminate that in today's class. We want to be as straight as possible. And that's why we're going to end up today with a really delicious plank. So come over again and just see, am I going straight over or am I actually twisting a little bit in any way? And then go to the other side. Come back to center, okay? I'm going to ask you to do something a little weird, but I want you to try it. I want you to take your hips to the right, okay? Then I want you to take your hips to the left, and then I want you to take your head to your right. And just see how that feels. Release. To me, that didn't feel very good. Maybe it didn't feel very good to you. So now we're going to do the other side. We're going to take our hips to the left, ribs to the right, and shoulders to the left. Shoulders, head to the left. What does that bring up for you? So again, sense and feel, sense and feel. What did those actions feel like for you? Okay, good. Now from there, let's inhale. And we're going to exhale, come into chair pose. And find the four corners of your feet. Find the pressure going back onto the heels. The curtain of the heel has to sit down. And then inhale. Just wanted to do a nice sort of lateral position before we go into our next pose. Okay, next we're going to come into a little variation on plank. So you're going to come down onto your right side. You're going to bring your elbow right underneath your shoulder. Your knees, as you can see, are bent and the feet are behind you. So it's kind of and again, what I'm wanting here is not to be having head forward or back or twisting in the spine. All I'm going to do in this one is I'm going to lift my hips off the floor, okay? So I'm lifting hips off the floor. And you know, you can bring your arm up if that makes you feel good or you feel like, okay, that helps. But this is what we're working. We're working the obliques. So here we go. Again, there should be no pressure or stress in the neck. holding that, and then exhale and release. And we'll change to the other side. Might have to find on sunny days a different place to do my video. Okay. All right. Every time the sun comes out, it shades the screen. Okay, so here we are. Again, knees in line with the hip, so not too far forward. Then that would be like doing a forward bend. And inhale and lift up. And as you lift up, what's happening in the side body? Can you feel this engagement? Okay. Hold. And then exhale and release. And again, you might feel heat coming into your body because this is a very active practice. Okay, we're going back onto the first side. And we're going to do that same setup. Only this time we're going to add in some rotation. And this is for our body to sort of experience what is going to happen if we rotate, okay? But it's also good for release, okay? So I'm going to, now, if you are feeling like, wow, that was really hard for me, I could not lift my hips off the floor, then keep your hips down for this part, okay? So the arm comes up, so I've got my left arm up towards the ceiling. And then I exhale and I do a through the hole pose, okay? And then I come up through the pose, let your head and neck go with you. So I end up, I'm looking up at my hand, and then when I finish, I'm looking at the fireplace. Now, if you want to challenge yourself, you'll do this with the hips up, okay? Exhale as you come through, inhale as you lift. Okay. And you know, really, we just need to do about 3 to 5 of those. That's pretty much good. I don't know about you, but I can feel that. Okay, so next, adding on here, why does this all matter? Help us in our standing pose today. Okay, so again, if you can't lift the hips up, then you'll just strictly do this pose, this through the hole pose with your arm and your hips on the ground. If you can lift the hips up, lift the hips up. You're going to get more oblique work here, of course, but either way, you have to do what works for you. We lift, come through, we lift. Like, it's nice, it's like you're opening. And I really want you to think about your mantra, I embody my body today. I'm feeling my body. Okay, and then exhale and release. Good, so 3 to 5 there. Hope I did enough for you. Okay, now this is a kind of interesting one. I want you to take either your blanket, I'm going to use this, my blanket. If you have one of those Pilates balls, you can always use that too. But make your blanket into a little bit of a roll. And you're going to put it under your waist. We did this a couple of weeks ago, but we did a breathing exercise. Now we're going to actually do a kind of a strengthening exercise. And then we're going to lie down on the block. So I'm on my right side, and my right hand is coming out from my shoulder, supported on the floor. My left arm is just going to sit on my side body, and I'm going to try to get my knees as much in line as my hips as possible. I can bend my knees. It doesn't really matter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift up. I'm going to lift up my upper body. See how I'm using, again, these obliques? I can only go so far because my hip is in the way here. But I'm lifting up and lifting down. Now, those of you who have, sore necks, you have to be careful here that you're not straining the neck. Okay, so if need be, you can do a chin tuck, kind of get a double chin. You could also even hold the head if that helps. Okay. But the most important thing is to be in alignment. When you're in alignment, when you bring the chin back, there's not as much pain going on. So that was about 3, 4, and 5. And then just take your top hand on the top of your neck and give your tissue, your fascial tissue, a little bit of a connect. Just massage it a bit and release anything that you might have felt there. Good. And then slowly come on up. It's, it's big. And let's go on to the other side. Okay. That's just a good way to start your Wednesday morning, I hope. So now my left arm is out. My head's resting on the block, or you can be resting on the floor. It doesn't really matter. You don't need to have. I just put my rested on my block, and then again, this hand here, this right hand, can be on the side of the body or not, and you're lifting up using that upper body strength. Something we don't do very often. We don't use these muscles. Okay, and your hand can help you, of course. That's why it's out there. I'm just trying to let it be a little bit more neutral, so I'm actually using the side body. And again, you can hold the head. Thinking of, I think Marilyn's in the class today, if you're feeling neck, then tuck the chin or hold the back of the head, lean back into your head. And then I think that was 4 and 5, and we're good. And also pay attention to each side. Is one side really different than the other? Okay, now for the neck, just in case, let's just take we're gonna lie on our stomach, we're gonna take our strap, and if you don't have a strap, just use your blanket. Just make your blanket long into a long roll kind of thing. I'll undo my blanket just to show you. And we're just gonna put this on the back of our head. So if I'm using my blanket, I'm going to put it on the back of my head here. If I'm using my strap, I want it to, okay? And you're going to lie down on the floor, okay? Lie down. And you're going to put your forehead on the floor, and you're going to push the belt. Support the belt, like I said, hands on the floor, and then you're going to push up into the belt. So this is a little neck strengthener. And then you release, push up into the belt, and release. Push up into the belt, hold, 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 and then exhale and release. So very much like the block exercise I always do against the wall in class, that's a good way to realign the neck. If you're feeling any strain in your neck, it usually takes the strain right out. If you can't do it lying down, we do this in the seniors class sometimes, just push back into the belt, okay? So that's an alternative. All right, so from there, all those kind of variations, let's get up and do another twist and another, what we call, or Jill Miller calls Tetris. So we're find our Tadasana now. Does your Tadasana maybe feel different than before? And we're going to do that side stretch. So we hinge at the side body, rib cage, shoulder, head comes down. This time, bring your arm up and over. Notice last time we didn't do that. And just see how that feels for you. When you add in this arm, you're adding in about 12 to 13 pounds probably of, this is how, and this is important because a lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't do flexion, or you shouldn't do extension, you shouldn't do backhand. Well, what we want is to actually be able to do these bends with some load and be able to handle it, be able to own that pose like I talked about last week, and be able to breathe through it. So adding this weight on just informs our body. It just tells us, oh yeah, I can do this. And then inhale, come on up, bring the arm down. Other arm comes up, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, release over to the other side. Oh, sorry, we weren't supposed to do the arm first and then add the arm in, so I apologize for that. But most of us have done this close up fair bet. Okay, so we know. All right, and then come on back. And again, did that feel better than the first one? And also, was there a little bit more mobility in the side body after those little exercises that we did? Okay, now we're going to do that one again. We're going to bring the hips to the left, ribs to the right, head to the left. If you're doing the right side, if you're just following me, that's okay too. And then come back to the center, hips to the right, ribs to the left, shoulders and head to the right. Come back. Better, worse, and also does that, there's a shift. Has there been a shift? There's been something different going on in your body now. Okay? So from there, let's go into plank again. And this is where I was saying you're going to need your blocks. You're going to take your 2 blocks, or if you're just using books, use books, and you're going to place them one on top of the other. Okay, so again, we're doing another plank variation. We will do full plank. That's what we're working up to. And also, we're going to go into side angle pose as well. Okay, so then you're going to do the same setup that we did before. Okay, you're going to put, though, this is the tricky part, you're going to put your top leg on the block. Okay, and then the hand, the arm is in alignment here. Okay, as much as possible. And we're going to lift up. Now, that part is actually not too difficult. Where the challenge comes in, and it's optional, of course, like everything, is you've got to lift up your bottom knee off the floor. Okay? So now we're feeling obliques even more. And pay attention, are you twisting in any way in the pose? Okay? And then exhale and come down. All right. I feel like we should maybe try that again. So, put our foot down, lift the hips into that side. So the shoulder and the arm, this arm can come up if you want, and then you're going to push that top knee into the block and lift the other block up off the floor. I don't know about you, but I'm sweating, and then exhale and release. Okay, come back to the center. Let's just take a Dandasana here. And just, whew, I feel like I need that. And let's do the other side. Okay. So this is all for the side body. And so, you know, the thing is, if you are having difficulty taking a really full and complete inhalation and exhalation, it could be because your side body's either weak or so you don't have the strength, open the rib cage, or it could be that your body is tight. Okay, either way, we're working on it today. Okay, so now, look at, we're in alignment again. As much as possible, we lift the hips, got that top foot on the block. If you don't have the block, just do it without. Came late, didn't know. Okay, lift the bottom knee off the floor. Okay, wow, my left and my right side totally different. Whew. You see the sweat pouring off me? Okay, and then exit. My house is really warm too. Okay, so that was once. Let's go again. Remember, anybody who has wrist issues, find all the knuckles in your hands and push through the knuckles. Have the hand wide, so your center of gravity is like, you know, your foundation is stronger. Okay, and here we go again. Inhale up. And lift the bottom knee off the floor. This is where harder blocks, but mine are very soft. Really feeling my side body. Okay? Exhale and release. All right. Let's take an Ananda Varasana. This should be good. So we'll go again. The pose. Nice and slowly. Drop the spine. All right, now let's come up to standing. Hopefully everything that we're done is going to really make this next pose awesome. So take a nice wide stance, wide as you possibly can. Connect pubic bone to tailbone, connect belly to lower back, get long in the side body. So as I said, when you lift your arms up over your over your head, it helps strengthen the side body. When you lift your arms out here, you're actually strengthening the shoulders, the shoulder blades, the rhomboids, everything, right? You're using the hands, the arms, and you're strengthening the muscles in the arms. So hug the muscles, make a fist. If you're not sure, I do this all the time in class, you guys know this. Make a fist, engage the muscles in your arms, then open the hands, but keep the bicep, tricep, and the lower arm muscles engaged. Okay? Now we're going to take our right foot, we're going to place our toes, we're going to pivot the right foot towards the short edge of our mat, and we'll exhale, drop down into warrior two. So we did this. Just excuse my shoulder a little bit. There's still a little bit of an issue going on there. It's getting better, slowly and surely. So we drop, okay, and then we're going to reach our upper body. Make sure, as in class, that you're pushing through your back heel. The weight is more on the heel than the ball of the foot. The thigh is coming back, okay, as you go forward, because we don't want all the weight to come forward in this pose. Very important that center of gravity stays in the pelvis. So we're pushing through the back heel, okay? As we bend, as we reach forward, bring your right elbow to your knee. Inhale, lift your arm up over your head. Hang out, okay? So Monday night, if you were joining me, work the legs a lot. Hopefully you felt that. So are you twisting in your side bend? Are you making it a forward bend? Are you rotating? Can you be as straight as possible in this side bend? And then inhale, come on up. And shift the legs to the other side. So left foot comes forward. Great. Heel. This is a wide stance in this pose. You want to actually be as wide as possible. Okay. And your heel should come, if you do a line, into the middle of the back foot. So pubic bone and tailbone, sacrum and belly, get that length. Inhale, lift up. Don't be doing this with the shoulders right now. Turn the palms down. Make that fist if you're not sure that you're engaging. Exhale and bend your front knee. Sorry, I lost my exhale. Air. So exhale. Okay. And then elbow to knee. If you want to go to full pose, please don't hesitate. I know a lot of you like the full version better. What I'm trying to get here, though, is no forward bend, no twist or rotation as you come into your side bend. Weight into the back heel, pelvis back. Breathing, owning the pose. And then inhaling, wanting up. Okay, turn your feet together. Step into the middle plank tadasana. So comfortable distance apart for your feet, whatever works for you. Inhale, lift up. Oh, sorry, just a minute. We're going to do the side bend again. Let me just tell you that. But this time we're going to do it with our eyes closed. So experience what's going on in your body as you close your eyes. Okay. So let's do it the way we're going to go to the side first. Right or left side, doesn't matter. Inhale, lift your arm up. And then let the arm reach out as if it's reaching to the corner of the room. Don't bend elbow because we want that whole line of energy. And are you twisting? Are you going further in the pose? What hurts, what doesn't hurt? Can you ground the left foot, the left heel deeply to get a maximum stretch? And then inhale, come on up. Exhale that arm down. Do the other side. Shift over. Lift the arm in and up. Let the number, this is like 12 or 13 pounds of leverage here. Draw belly in and up. And then inhale back to center. Exhale the arm down. Now, we did a little exercise when we were lying down where we inhale, we exhale, and then we drew up through the body. And we're going to do that again now in the standing variation. Okay? It's all helping us in this connection between our hips and our ribs and our breath. So we're going to inhale up. Okay. Exhale. Full and complete exhale. Then draw your belly in and up, and try to spread your ribcage really high. It's like you're sucking. If I was really skinny, you'd see a big hollow there. That's what we want. There is a hollow. Right? And then exhale and release. Or just release. Then take an inhale. You're on breath. Okay, how did that feel? Hopefully you're going to be full of energy today too with these pranayams. Okay, so again, inhale up. Big inhale, exhale all the way. Even draw the belly back now so that you're getting all the breath out. Activate. Bring your belly in and up, in and up, in and up, in and up. Spread the rib cage really, really wide. And then exhale back down. Okay, so I promised you full plank. Here we go. Hopefully after everything that we've done, the full plank is going to be like amazing. So, on down on the floor. So remember, there's lots of variations on this pose too, for those of you who don't have wrist issues or don't feel the strength today. So one option is to take the left foot in front and extend the right leg out behind. That's an option, okay? The other option is to keep one leg down and the other leg up. And the other option, of course, is full pose, okay? So when you do full pose, you push through the edges of the feet. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit this way. Move my blocks out of the way so that you can see. You're moving through the edge of the foot, okay? So, again, hand under shoulder. You don't have to do anything crazy with this hand. You're going to push through the edge of the foot if you can. Stack one foot on top of the other. Lift the other arm up. Hold the pose. Breathing. You don't do anything crazy with this arm. You can even leave it down. It's whatever feels good to you. And then exhale and release. All right, so I hope you did one of the versions. You can actually do the bent leg version that we did earlier in the class too, with knees bent. You're only lifting up sort of half the body. And yeah, if your wrists are sore, just do one of these before. Do the other side. Squeeze the wrist. That helps to release tension or pain that you're feeling in there. But if it's painful, you can even come down on the forearm and do a forearm. So many options with plank pose, right? Okay, so let's do the other side. Find the wrist, elbow, shoulder connection. You want to keep that shoulder really nice and active so the shoulder blade's actually pushing in. It's a whole other class, but got to extend the legs if you are. I'm going to do the bent knee version just to remind you. So that's the bent knee version, okay? But if you want it, or one leg in front, other leg extended, or knee down, leg extended, whatever works for today. And again, this is one of those poses where the mantra works really well. I embody my body. I'm in my body as I'm in my pose. Okay, good. So, is that fun? All right, now we're going to come down to our belly. Okay, this is what I was talking about, why I wanted you to sort of stretch the thighs. I want to make sure your butt is working, okay? And you need a little bit of room here, so I might move my hand over a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to lie down, and I'm going to make like a Y shape. So I'm going to take my legs wide and my arms wide. And the first part of this is I'm just going to lift up arms and legs. I have a shoulder issue, so my left is not going to lift up that high. But this is the idea. And then exhale and release. And take a few breathers. Now, as you come up again the second time, be aware of legs lifting, glute working, pubic bone pushing down into the mat. And if you have a sensitive pubic bone, feel free to put a blanket underneath, okay? So, here we go. Inhale, lift up. My shoulders just a little shorter, so I'm just going to do one arm. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Good. And then exhale and release. Okay? Now, we're going to just lift up our leg. And this is like, you can use your hands under your support. There's that sun again. I apologize. I think I'm gonna have to find a new space or a new way to do this. Walk off the light, maybe. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna rest our forehead on our legs. I want you to just lift your one leg up. Just lift it up as high as you can. The left hip can come slightly off the floor. And then exhale and release. And then do the other side. This is a good way to wake up those glute muscles. And actually, it's a good idea to feel like you're contracting the glute before you even lift the leg up. There should be no pain in the lower back. Again, thinking of some of you here. Make sure your tailbone is directed towards your heels. Make sure you're pushing the leg out. Good. And then exhale and release. Okay, now we're going to go back to the upper body again. You're going to take your hand behind your head, right on your neck actually, and the elbows coming out. You can extend your right arm out, or you can keep it on the floor in a sort of a bent arm action. And we're going to take the elbow off the floor and then back. I'm going to show you on my other side because you're really seeing my not so great side. Okay. So here we go. And lift and release back down. Again, I can take the arm out to the side, release, come back down. I'm strengthening the muscles in my upper back, working the shoulder blade and the rhomboid. And stretching the front body, the rotation, right? Good. All right, then we'll change to the other side. And of course, leave anything out that doesn't feel good for you today. Lift the elbow off the floor. Just doing 3 on each side. Good. Okay. All right, how are we doing? Okay, so now we're going to take this a bit further. I'm going to move up just a little bit. Lie down, take your face to the floor. Take hands out to the side. We're going to, this is kind of a combination of the two things. We're going to lift up the right leg and we're going to bring it over behind us and touch the floor behind us. That's why I said you need a little bit of room. Now, you can play with this, coming back and forth. We've done that in class. You can also say, okay, how can I lift up with that, but keep both shoulders on the floor? Just do the lower body. Or you can let that shoulder lift up. You can rest your hand on the floor and come over, okay? So I just think that if I do that 3 to 5 times, I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I feel like I'm getting a good stretch. Okay, and then we'll do the other side. Turn your head towards the other hand, away from your foot. That makes a really nice cross body stretch. We're talking in our Thai massage course about fascial tissue and how the lines of the body go. So these side, cross, and poses are really good for fascial tissue. Okay, good, and then come back to the center. So that takes us to, the traditional pose is Shalabhasana, and arms can be at the side. You can interlock your fingers behind your back, whatever works for you. You're going to exhale, inhale, and lift. So I know that this has been a hard practice, especially if you've been sitting a lot, because what I'm doing, this is for those people who are sitting a lot, because I'm working the back muscles. And then we're breathing in our Shalabhasana, we're lifting the legs up, lifting the upper body, and then exhale and release. Okay, so doing in those traditional poses, in with some of this exploration and having fun with it, it's good. Take your blocks again, or your 2 sets of your blocks, and put them by your side. And, bring your legs out in Dandasana. We're going to end in a nice relaxing pose, not to worry. Okay, and then What I want to do is, I know I tell you not to do this all the time. Like, we don't want to walk around with our shoulders up to our ears, but for today's purpose, I actually am bringing my shoulders up. And then I'm going to pretend like my head's a ping pong and I'm going to go from side to side. And I'm going to look from left to right. I'm going to release the shoulders back, and I'm going to do some shoulder rolls. So forward, back. Up and around the other way. We want to get those flexion and extension here. 1, 2, arms up and down. There's words for that. I can't remember what they are right now. Mind goes blank. Okay, and then just exhale and release. Okay, so after that, I feel like we need to take another Adho Mukha Prasana. Do that. The toes together, knees wide, and arms reaching out. And again, if you are, we'll do this in a minute, but if you're having knee issues, lie on your back, bring your knees up. And I'll show you that in a second. But here's our Adho Mukha Prasana. I've got to cramp my foot. Real life. Okay, good. And then come on up. And we'll do the version that I just mentioned. We're going to lie on the floor, and we're going to bring knees into the chest. And in fact, if you can reach your heels, you could even do a happy baby pose now. Feel this really nice in my spine, like this. And what I'm trying to do is get my sacrum down to the floor, push down with my hands into my feet, and push my feet up into my hands. Breathe and just release. Then slowly release, hug your knees into your chest, rock a little bit side to side. Let's do some circles here. Let's take our hands on our knees. Rotate your hands. You're only letting your knees go as far away as your hands will let them. Encourage you, kind of running out of time, but I encourage you to do at the end another side stretch. And see, go even further in your side bend and feel better. And then go the opposite way. Always forget that. And then drop to the floor. Take them the width of your yoga mat or wider, whatever feels good. And we'll do some windshield wipers. So drop one knee, but go really, really slow. Use the breath, really present. And you want to complete the action, because when you complete the action, that's when you actually get that fascia. If you rush, you don't get it. So fast yoga. I don't know. I think I should finish that statement, but it doesn't affect the fascial tissue, but it should. So, and then come back to center. Walk your feet in. Let's do one nice, we work the glutes there, we work the quads. Let's do one bridge pose. So find your heel, sit bone alignment. Push your feet into the floor. Find the four corners of your feet. Remember, when you splay the feet out, you lose power. You lose a considerable amount of power, so the feet should be facing forward. Find the four corners of the feet, and then you lift the hips up into a nice bridge. Walk your feet together. Draw the tailbone towards your inner knee. Isometrically draw your feet away from each other. Try to bring the heels towards your head. Try that. It should, if it compromises the lower back, that means that you're not drawing the tailbone down enough. So then don't do it if you're not ready. And then when we come down, we're going to come down vertebrae by vertebrae. So I'm going to start at my upper back, and I'm going to let my shoulder blades come apart, and I'm going to slowly roll down, roll down, roll down, roll down, roll down, until finally, and this should take a while if you're doing it too quickly, I want to feel each of my vertebrae drop onto my yoga mat. So I've got to go really slow to get that to happen. And here I am. Then let's just extend our legs for a little bit. And inhale, lift your arms up over your head, and just do that same lying down stretch. You can join your thumbs, push your fingertips away from your. Oh, so nice. And then exhale and bring your arms back. All right, we're ready for Shavasana. Let your body do that. I'm going to come up sitting, you stay lying down. So, it's reading this morning. Really, we're having our book club meeting tonight. It's on the four agreements. Anybody's welcome to join us. If you haven't read the book, don't worry about it. We'll be providing some questions. We'll read something that's in the book, and then we'll talk about it. So you don't have to have read the book, but usually what happens is after you want to read the book, and that was the case. But anyways, the book starts off in the introduction saying that you're all living a dream. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is a dream. Let's wake up. Let's wake up and end this social isolation. But yeah, it's all about our perceived ideas and who we are and what the world is like. That's why it says in the book that we're living in a dream. And so, I think it's good every once in a while to tune in to what is really real. Believe what we're told, believe what they'll say about it. You're this, you're that, you're tall, you're short, you're fat, you're skinny, you're whatever. But that's not always the reality. You have to go inside to feel the real person that we are. You have to always ask yourself for judgments that we make about ourselves and others. And in Shavasana, it's like a true place to really just yourself and let it all hang out. Let go of negative thoughts and emotions, to let go of anything that does not serve you well, judgment of others and ourselves. Are we collectively, as a society right now, holding our breath, waiting for what's going to happen next? Time to let that go. Just in the present moment. Focus on the inhalation and the exhalation. Focus on being present. Focus on your mantra of embodying thought. Say that a couple times to yourself. In my body. even take that a step further into sending some love, passion to your body. The more you love your body, the more you will not feel to constantly talk. Just watch, observe your breath. Feel how your breath, your diaphragm and your rib cage, it's near your chest, up to your sternum, to your throat, your nose, it goes out the top of your head and back. After your next exhalation, you can think about your fingers, toes, drawing your arms up over your head and pointing your toes and flexing your feet. Bringing your hands down with a great big sigh. Like that. Your hands up towards the ceiling, drawing the shoulder blades away from each other and the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Point your toes, flex your feet, and again with a great big sigh, exhale. Your knees gently up to your chest, not too far, just so that your lower back stays on the floor. Roll gently from side to side. Then roll over onto your right side. Turn your chest towards the floor. Push your hands into the floor and slowly roll up. Come to sitting. Or you can just turn off right now and stay in Shavasana. It's time for naps, isn't it? And then those of us who are here are sitting, bring your hands to your chest. Drop your head towards your heart. Grateful for this practice. And this morning I was listening to a podcast about being grateful. It said to make it detailed, express why you are grateful. So I'm grateful for this practice, for it saved my body, saved my mind, saved my relationships, and so much. I'm grateful for all my yoga, all of you who are supporting me during this time. I'm supporting this well enough. I'm so grateful for everything that yoga has brought into my life, my friends, my colleagues, my partners who I work with. Excellent. And I just thank you so much for being here today. Namaste. So I am going to now end the recording, and I will unmute you all. And so if anybody wants to stay and chat with me about, feel free to do that. Okay. So I'm coming at you again. I think maybe some of you got lost during this recording. So just.
Can't hear you, Suzanne.
No.
Hi, John.
Hi.
Hey.
I wanted to ask people if they need a mask.
Oh.
Does anybody need masks?
No, I've got
Thank
plenty.
You're good.
Yeah, I've made some too.
Yeah, we're making them for the church, and we're just dispersing them in whoever needs them.
Oh,
Thanks for asking.
Oh,
That's great.
Yeah, very kind.
I think it's everyone's unmuted. I think they can hear. Yeah.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you very much, Suzanne. That was lovely.
Thanks,
Yeah, that
Suzanne.
was
Great to see you.
Hey, thank you.
See you again soon.
Awesome. Thanks.